So today we're going to be going over everything that I keep in my camera bag that helps me make all these photos like this, and this come to life. And it's going to be a pretty laid back video today. Thank you guys for watching. So the actual bag that I have is the Caden bag, and I've been using it for the past 6.5 months, and it's definitely an upgrade from the bag that I used to have. They have it on Amazon listed for about $45 to $50 right now, and they also have a few different like size variations. I really don't think you need to be bringing that many items on a camera shoot or photo video shoot unless you're just shooting for like 8 to 10 hours. If you're a wedding photographer, of course you need to carry a little bit more gear, and maybe you might need a bigger bag. But just for my shoots that I have now, maybe the longest one would be like 4 hours. So the next thing we're going to get into is my favorite lens right now, and it's the 85 RF f.2 micromilliliter lens. It's a mouthful. Right now on Amazon, you can get this 85 millimeter for $549, which might be in some people's budget, it might not, but this thing is a beast. This thing is really great for portraits. I also use it a lot in low light settings when I really want to get up and personal with the subject, and I try, especially now that I have an MD filter. I try to use this on all of my portrait shoots. Like I will bust out a wall so I can pull this thing out and use this bad boy. This thing is fire. Cool thing about the 85 millimeter is the fact that it has micro capability as well. So if I'm taking a shot of like portraits for a couple and I really need to get close up on a ring or something like that, the 85 has micro capability. So I can get all the way into the little itty bitty tiny crystals of that ring or whatever, the proposal ring or any type of detail, and everything's gonna come out super clear, super sharp, and it's just nice because I don't have to keep on switching lens to like something that doesn't have that, you know what I mean? So next we're gonna talk a little bit about the kind of camera that I use. I also use the Canon EOS RP. That's what you guys are looking at right now. That's what this whole video is gonna be shot on, except for the little clip of me showing you the camera. And it's on the budget friendlier side, and it's not too like high up to where it's even like professional, but it's definitely in the middle ground where you're not at beginner level. Cool thing about this camera that I really like is the simple fact that it has the screen that flips out so you can see yourself. Well, I'm literally looking at myself right now as taking the video, just to make sure all the lighting and everything is great. All the settings on it are customizable, and I am a Canon fan. Like, there's not too much I can say that I don't like about Canon. The only thing that I would say about the RP is the fact that it does have a 4K crop, and it drives me insane to the point where I just don't even use the 4K crop because the autofocus really isn't that good. And the fact that, like, you see this photo right here, the crop looks like this all the time. This is not good unless you're using manual, and then manual things get messy. If you're on the run, you're trying to get shots and go, it's complicated. Beggars can't be choosers. I really got this camera for photos. But next is going to be something so simple, but it's a thing that you can't not have. It's something you just can't live without, and it's my SD card holder. Plain simple. Dude, I got this thing for like 12 bucks on Amazon. It's just one of those things that I feel like is a necessity, because I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely had those moments of time where I've lost, broken, or just flat out didn't feel safe just putting my SD card into my camera bag. Of course, we got another thing that everyone should definitely have besides the SD card case and more SD cards is the extra batteries. You definitely need to have extra batteries, for the nights that people forget to charge the batteries before shoot, or just in case some cameras, the battery eats up pretty quick. The RP is not too bad on the battery usage, but sometimes a 2-hour shoot turns into a 3-hour shoot. Yeah, this is about $45 off Amazon. Pretty smooth, and saves you in a lot of situations. Next thing I got in my camera bag is my 35 millimeter RF lens. This is the first lens I got to match with my camera body, just for the simple fact that a 35 millimeter lens, you can't really go wrong with that at all. It's also an RF lens, so there's no zoom on it at all. You could just really get closer or back up further away from your subject if you need to. And this video right now is actually shot on a 35mm. Yeah, so, I mean, wide angle lens, I can back up as much as I need. I can back the camera up as much as I need. It just gets everything pretty much done. You know, it's very flexible, especially with the video, the photos, and then it also has a micro capability as well. That's kind of a common thing with my cameras. Since I use a lot of RF lens, taking time to switch out to another lens just for a closer up shot kills the moment. Sometimes you miss the moment, and then I don't want that much dust and debris getting into like my camera lens, and then I gotta go clean it out later. So next I got a variable MD filter, guys. If you know, you know, these things are tough and almost a everyday use, if you shoot outside at least. But these pretty much cut the light whenever I'm shooting in harsh lit situations, and it makes it able so I'm able to use my camera settings accurately without blowing out the subject or having the subject, you know, too dark, or the background being overexposed and the subject not being dark enough and all that other good stuff. I got this one off Amazon for probably about $34. It's one of the 2 filters that I use, and this one's pretty much a must if you shoot a lot of portraits outdoors. I never really use it indoors. I never really have a reason to, because the lighting's always more manageable and more adjustable when you're inside. But outdoor in Arizona with that sun, I have to have this. It's a must have. Next, guys, I have this black mist filter. So what this pretty much does, it's similar to how the MD filter kind of just goes on your lens, but this one actually reduces the highlights and contrast. So if you're just trying to get a certain look and you want things to look more cinematically in a way, I guess you can say that. That's very overused anyway. But it helps make a certain look to your video and photos. I use this a lot, almost every time though, when I go to the gym, because in the gym there's like a lot of lights in the background, a lot of lights over the head, a lot of lights that go on the skin, and I just like the look, the grainy, not grainy, but like, it's just a style look. It's a preferred look that I like to have in a lot of my video. Next is kind of a combination of a 1 and 2 items that I kind of use all the time. This is my speed light, guys. My speed light is definitely a must-have for situational things. You know, there's a lot of variables that you can and can't control on a photo shoot. Shooting at nighttime, your lighting won't always be the best, even if you have a low light, you know, lens or even camera body that can handle stuff like that. But speed light is fire and always clutch to have. You know, most of the photography and the learning curve that comes with that is due to lighting. So if you have some extra light, you know what I mean, that you just keep around you, it might make your photos just a little bit better. Who knows? It might just do it. But I definitely keep my speed light with me. Sometimes I use that on top of the camera, and then there's also other times where I'll use my speed light and hold it sometimes, like way in a distance, kind of, and then I'll put this trigger on top of my camera. That way the trigger, kind of self-explanatory, triggers the flash, thus getting the light from a different angle, lighting the subject better, better photos, better lighting. So we have another item that's on the cheaper side, but just because it's cheap doesn't mean we can't use it. These are my reflectors, and they do a lot. Adding light, taking away light, reflecting of one color. This thing does it all. So, come on. Yeah. See that? See that? Reflector really helps me a lot when I'm shooting outdoors as well too. Like there's some times where I need to take away light, where light's coming in too much. And this is what I was using before I had the MD filter. You know, you swap it over. This right here, as you can see, adds a little shadow. Kind of makes the light a little bit softer. It's on the white side. So there's the white side, the gold side, the silver side, which is the first one you saw. And if you flip that inside out, then there's also a black side to take away more light. This is just to get a little softer effect. It's like the lighting I have right now, natural light, I already like how soft it looks. But if you add this thing to it, it's even softer. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up the whole video today. That's everything that I keep in my camera bag that helps me take care of everything I need to on a photo shoot. Stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna have a new video every single Saturday. So appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good one.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you